Welcome back to the Rev It Up podcast. Under the Helmet, episode 6 now. We have two young drivers on here that race micro mod lights at the Fayette County Speedway, and we'll figure out where else they race them. One of them is a driver that has 8 events on the season, 4 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and he's 13 years old, and he's been racing since 2004. The other driver has 1 win on the season, 7 events, 6 top 5s, and 7 top 10s, and is also 13 years old and has been racing since 2021. So those drivers are Logan Hunley and Holden Teff. Are you looking for speed on the track? Well, I have a solution for you, and that solution is Rage X. Get a hold of Harley Dice or Jake Tim today. They make B mods and A mods. And the best thing about Rage X is they don't just give you your car and send you off. They give you technical support with everything you need. And they're racers too. They'll help you throughout the season. So find your speed with Rage X chassis. You can find them at Rage X on Facebook. Long ways out from now, folks, but put in your calendar, September 6th, the Tri-State Late Models will invade the Cresco Speedway along with the USRA Modifieds Racing for $1,000 to win. That's all at the Cresco Speedway, and racing along with them are other USRA classes racing for national points. That's all at the fastest track in Northeast Iowa. See you at the races. Let's get into Rev It Up now. So, Logan, where are you from and how long have you been racing?
I'm from Cresco, Iowa. I've been racing for 2 years now.
And how about Holden? How about you?
I'm from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I've been racing for about 6 years.
6 years at 13 years old. What age did you start racing at?
8 years old was when I first started in karts.
So what kind of karts did you run?
I used to run a rookie red plate flat kart around central Iowa mostly.
So explain to the people what a flat plate kart is for the people that don't know.
It's like the kind of karts you'd see racing on shifter karts. It's hard to explain what they look like, but it's kind of like a stock car, but without the top type of go-kart. And the red plate is just the restrictor plate that prevents me from going a certain speed.
And you being from Cedar Rapids, big news from Hawkeye Downs, a local track to you, switching to dirt full time now. What do you think about that?
I'm super excited. We got a race in the Mod Lights. They let us race there on the dirt oval last year, and it was by far my favorite track that I've driven in the Mod Lights.
So what was it like racing there? Because with the dirt just over the asphalt, that moisture can't go down so far. It can only go down so far. What's it like racing on with the dirt just thrown over the asphalt like that?
I couldn't really feel much of a difference, but one of the big things I did feel was Fayette County is a 3/8 mile, so it's really big for a 600cc motor, but Hawkeye Downs is a 1/4 mile, so it's super tight, bull ring type racing.
And Logan, I know you have a lot of friends in racing, and Scott Spilley is one of your idols, as you have a lot of lessons learned from him. What are some things that Scott Spilley has taught you?
He's taught me a lot over the past couple years when I started just how to drive the cars and throttle control and brakes and stuff. So he's taught me a lot over the last couple years.
Now you guys can kind of both answer this one. For the people that don't know, what's a 600 mod light?
It's kind of like a micro frame, and it's got a motorcycle motor. It's only 600cc. I don't know how much horsepower it is, but we get up at West Uni, we probably go 60 to 70.
The best way I have found to describe it was if they watch the Tulsa Shootout, take a micro sprint and swap the sprint car body with a modified body. And it's basically just that 600cc. I think it's 120 horsepower.
Now, I was talking to Dale Schwaman just a couple weeks ago, and he says it's technically a beginner's class, but they go so fast that it's hard to have it be a beginner's class because they're turning almost faster times than the B mod. So, what do you guys think about how fast they go and how if it's a beginner's class or not?
I think it's a
I'd
beginner
say,
class
go,
'cause,
Logan.
like you just gotta get used to like a smaller car first before you get into a bigger car. And like when the top's really fast, you can run faster laps in the B mod some nights.
I find it as especially, I think it's a better beginner class for even compared to go karts. Because these cars, you have enough momentum where one mistake doesn't cost you 6 positions. And you can really learn how to trail brake into the corners and the throttle control on a slicker track. And since they're 600cc, they have just enough power where you can run the top and still keep up with the car on the bottom, or vice versa.
So, what are some of the changes you can do from week to week to try to get them to go a little bit faster from setup changes?
Some of the changes we will do sometimes is we'll adjust like the caster and camber in the front tires, and we'll adjust air pressures throughout the night to try to get me maybe into the track a little bit more if it's super slick. Or yeah,
Or you could change the gear tooth to make it car go faster. Like if you want to run the top, you can run different gears, or you can change the spring rate and like how much load you put in the spring.
So, what's the difference between the mini mods that you see at Mississippi or Mississippi Thunder and like Mason City compared to a 600 mod light, or are they about the same?
They run the same motor. They're just a different frame. They run smaller tires. They're kind of like uh, go kart tires, kind of, and they have more suspension than us. But they run the same motor as us and stuff.
So, would you say you guys are a little bit closer to the IMCA IMCA mini mods?
Those, I say so, yes, but those are 1,000cc, so they run sometimes a little faster laps than us, but sometimes they run as fast as laps as us.
So, where else do you race other than Fayette around the area?
Sometimes we race in Independence. We haven't raced there this year yet, but I think next year we're gonna try to schedule some races there. But really, just West Union right now, and then hopefully at Hawkeye Downs again.
Did you race there too, Logan?
No, my car wasn't there.
So, what are some of your most memorable races that you guys had in your career so far?
Last Friday night I led my first ever laps.
I saw you got a second place finish. Go ahead, Holden.
my most memorable race would probably be like halfway through this season. I got my first win in the mud lights, so that was pretty cool.
Walk us through that night and how that win became. Walk us through the feature.
If I remember correctly, I think I started outside pole or on pole, and first corner I sent it in there and just slid right up to the top and just held it flat out for as much as I could, trying to hold off Owen Rosberg, who is the defending series champion. And he was right on my tail, I think, like the entire race. I was just trying to hold him off, running his line on the top.
So tomorrow you guys are gearing up for the Fayette County Fair race. Is that correct?
Yes.
What what's fair racing mean to you guys, and what how do you get what's different about fair races?
Just the atmosphere and everything, all the rides in the background, all the lights, all the people that are there.
Yeah, I'd say one of the bigger differences is the amount of people there. Feels like a lot bigger show compared to the weekly races that we usually do.
So, do you guys have to prepare tires like a lot of the other classes, or do you guys just kind of throw your tires on and go with them?
Some people do, like my car, we grind them every week, but we can't do anything else to them besides grind them. So we grind them and wash them and wrap them.
Yeah, we typically wash and grind our tires a couple times throughout the season, but most nights, especially for the weekly races, we'll just keep the same set of tires on throughout the night.
So, with you guys only being 13 years old, what challenges do you guys have getting to the racetrack without being able to drive?
Um, just gotta make sure everything's ready for our parents to go because we can't get there by ourselves. So we gotta help our parents get there and load up the car and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say the only real challenge I have for getting to the track is making sure I have all my safety equipment in the car is loaded up in the trailer and ready, so that way when my dad gets home from work, we can just hop in the truck and drive up to the track.
Yeah, same with me.
So, you guys being 13 years old, what grade are you guys in school?
Going into freshman year.
Yep, we're both going into freshman.
So, do you guys just focus 100% on racing, or do you guys do sports as well?
I do sports.
I do a couple of school sports throughout the year.
What's the other kids in school think about you guys being race car drivers at your age? Do they think it's cool, or do they just not really know?
I'd say I only tell people I only tell like my friends that I race. And yes, some of them think it's cool, but most of them just don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, so most of my friends know I race, but most everyone doesn't really care.
So, Logan, with I know you play football. Since you play football in West Union on Friday nights, what kind of a conflict will that cause now?
Hopefully, by the time we start playing football, racing season will be over, and I don't have any more races on Friday nights. So, hopefully, I don't have to worry about that. But
So, what are the? Can you take us back to your guys' first race ever? What were the nerves going like into that?
My first, oh yeah, you go.
nerves were like a lot. I remember going to the track, and I was sitting in the truck. I was just nervous about like crashing and stuff. Anything bad happening.
Yeah, my first race was the last race we did at Independence, like 2020, 2 years ago, and we were driving a rental car that Dave Rosberg he runs, and so I was just super nervous about not tearing up a car that's not mine.
So, a rental car. Do you think a rental car is a good idea for getting more people involved in the sport?
Yeah, I think it is. That car is really fast. It almost won last week, but the week before it won. I think it's a good idea to because you can rent it to see if you want to buy one first, and if you don't like, it, you don't have to buy one.
I think it's a really good thing to help promote the series as a whole to get more people to try out the car. If they like, maybe they usually race stock cars or hobby stocks, they can hop in the rental for a night and just see how the car runs. Maybe get their kid one or recommend it to another friend.
So, how much are mini mods? Like, how much would you say a mini mod costs compared to like a tuner or maybe a hobby stock if somebody's looking to get into racing and looking at the dollars figures for it?
I think the frame and a body new. I think it's like 4,000, but for just the frame, it's 2,000. So it's really cheap to get in. Just all the motors are like expensive and stuff. Just the frames aren't that expensive.
I'd say it's like the most cost effective way to get into racing to start with, because like a hobby stock or a tuner, you're probably gonna. I don't know exactly for a tuner, but hobby stock, I have a buddy that races them, and I know that the oil and the maintenance you have to do is a lot more than what we do for our mod lights.
So do you not have to change oil in mod lights all that much compared to the rest of the classes, or do all that much maintenance, or do the motors not lay down a lot, or what's the maintenance like in a mini mod?
We only change our oil every like 3 to 4 weeks in it, and then we only rebuild our motor. I think we rebuilt it once, and that's just because Dave Rosberg, who like runs the series and is the one that recommended this car for us to buy. He said it's been through so many owners that the year after we bought it, we rebuilt it because we didn't know when it had last been rebuilt. But I think they recommend like you rebuild it every 3 or 4 years, which is a lot more compared to like a hobby stock. My buddy said they rebuild his every like 2 or every year almost.
So where do you go about buying a mini mod at?
They're based out of Pennsylvania, art cars. He sells them, or there's a bunch around here that are for sale.
Yeah, I'd say check like a used Facebook marketplace or another used market for them. Or if you want to buy it brand new, you can reach out to him at Excel. I think it's called Excel. Yeah, Excel Chassis or something like that. You can reach out to him and talk to him about getting one brand new.
So looking forward to the rest of the season for you guys. What are your guys' plans and what are your goals for the rest of the season? Trying to improve or trying to park in a victory lane yet again?
I'm hoping tomorrow to park it in Victory Lane, but hopefully before the end of the season, get a win.
Yeah, my long-term goal for the rest of the season is to stay in the top 3 in points at Vic Speedway and maybe get another victory on the year.
You're down in Cedar Rapids. That's a bit of a haul of Fayette, isn't it?
Yeah, it is like I think an hour and a half.
So what keeps you hungry to go all the way back every week?
Uh, it gets me more seat time, and I just really like racing. So since Fayette County is the only track that really runs us close to me, close to Cedar Rapids, it's worth the long haul that we make every week for me.
So growing up, who are your guys' idols in racing? Who did you sit in the grandstands every week and cheer on for a victory?
I'd say one of my big idols is the World of Outlaws sprint car driver Brad Sweet. The first dirt track race I went to at Knoxville, I just picked him out, and that's been my big dirt racer ever since then.
My biggest idol is Kelly Shyrock. Him and my dad are friends since my dad owns a Skyrocket chassis. He's taught me a lot also. And Scott, they both taught me a lot about how to drive cars and stuff.
Now, Logan, who is your dad for the people that might not know?
My dad is Jeff Hundley.
And what does he race?
He doesn't race, he just owns 2 cars.
Now, who's the drivers of his cars?
His driver right now is Zach Letts, but hopefully by the end of the season for like big specials, it's gonna be Jim or Joe Chisholm.
So has he got an IMCA car? Or?
Yeah, he's got an IMCA modified.
So are you hoping to jump into the seat in a couple of years, or a couple of years? Or are you looking to get more into the USRA ranks?
I'm really hoping to get an IMCA because there's more tracks around his house where they race IMCA, but hopefully in the next couple of years I get into an eco mod.
What are your plans, Holden?
I think I'm hoping to go to a sport mod in the next year or two and race IMCA just because there's more competition and tracks closer to Cedar Rapids.
Who are some of the sponsors that you guys would like to thank?
I'd like to thank Precision Automotive, Silver Customs, Route Zimmer Repair and Synthetics, my family and friends, and all the other people that help me race every weekend and make that long 4.5 drive up to Fayette.
Some of my sponsors I would like to thank is Humley and Some Trucking, Leroy's, Humley Motorsports, Real Racing Wheels, Skyrocket Racing Components, Dirt Stars, Steer Farms, Velos Tire Repair, Primetime Custom Rafts by Team Ruthless, West Edge Auto Salvage, Alpha Trailers, and Rosberg Repair.
One final question that I forgot to ask you, Logan. Where did the Cresco Rocket nickname come from?
It came from one of my dad's friends, Jerry Luloff. He came to the races one night and he came up with that nickname, and I've just went with it since.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining the Rev It Up podcast. Any last words that you guys would like to say on the podcast before we end it?
Thanks for having us on here.
Yeah, thank you for having us on the podcast today.
All right. That's Rev It Up's Under the Helmet episode 6. Make sure you tune into other Rev It Up episodes, and we'll catch you next time. You have listened to Rev It Up. To keep more up to date with Rev It Up, like, subscribe, and head over to Facebook and follow Rev It Up Podcast. You've been listening to an edition of Rev It Up.